Oh, me hearties, a very, very good evening to you. It's Friday evening and it's 17 minutes past 9. So there you are. I thought if we pop up between 9 and 10 and have a little bit of a chat and see who's about, that would probably be the best plan. I hope you're all well. So glad you could come and join me, of course. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live, big style. It's Friday, the 11th of March 2022. And as I say, we're 17 minutes past 9 o'clock. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that we are here, and do come and join us for a bit of a chit chat. We talk about so many things on here, and it's just a lovely way to spend a bit of time. There we are. Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, Robert. How lovely to have you with us, and welcome, 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 I say, to the YouTube and TikTok evening. Always lovely to have a bit of a chat. I've uploaded some new videos for you all, so make sure you tell 10 to tell 10 about that. Hey, Jay Thompson, Dinky-Doo, I hope you're well. Thank you for coming and joining us on this Friday evening. How are we for time for popping up? Is this a good time for you? Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, Susan. How lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I say, Dinky-Doo. There we are. Aspen is advertising a beer. We can't do the advertising. Hi, Scotty from the Coldstream Guards Regiment of Foot Guards. I salute you. Escort for the colour. Slow march. Fantastic. The Coldstreams, of course, founded in the borders at Coldstream in when, the 1600s? Am I right? Tell me more about it. How lovely to have you with us. And welcome, welcome, welcome. I was sitting in the car, just traveling along the motorway, and my thoughts ran to regimental matters. And I thought, what brigade would the Coldstreams be? Would they be Lowland Brigade? And I thought, what are you talking about, you old fool? They'll be the Brigade of Guards. Am I correct? Or am I correct? All right, Scotty, how's it going? Dinky-Doo Cillian, how lovely to have you with us. And welcome, 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 I say. I think I'm going to take up the bagpipes. Jay Thompson, I think you should. I have a chanter in my drawer here because I come from a very famous family of bagpipers and bagpipe makers. But there we are. I don't actually play, so I need to do some learning, some practice. 1650, you are correct, Scotty Bauer. Is that not just amazing? Bless you. And Brigade of Guards, yes. So you'd have the Coldstreams, of course, coming fast. Senior regiment, as far as I'm concerned. Scots Guards, the Grenadiers, Welsh, Irish Guards. Is that it? Is that us? I think. Yes, should be. There we are. Hello, pal. Hello, Thomas. Dinky-Doo. Hi, Kareem. Dinky-Doo. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Scotty and all. Are we well? We are, Kareem. And I thought we'd do a Friday night pop-up. And I thought between 9 and 10 would suit everybody. Is that okay? Good evening. I had my swearing-in ceremony today. John, so lovely to have you with us. And welcome, Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo, greetings, Scotty, from Philadelphia and the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We love you in Pennsylvania and your Commonwealth. I have a huge percentage of my audience are in the United States of America. Is that not just incredible? And someday I will come and do your late night television and radio. Kareem is sending me lots of beautiful TikTok gifts. Thank you. He's sending me weights, a wishing bottle, a football, a tennis ball, a red rose, and some TikToks. Sorry, a TikTok, another football, another tennis ball, and a GG. Now, what's the GG? Hi, Scotty from the Blue Walls, Larky Derry. How lovely to have you with us, and Dinky-Doo. Can you recommend a good whiskey? I could recommend probably 100 good whiskies. So there you are. But I don't drink alcohol these days, although I used to be a whiskey expert, an absolute buff. And when I moved to Yorkshire, I can remember the landlord. It turned out that my local pub was a malt whiskey pub. And on my first visit, I said to the landlord, I could tell you every one of those whiskies without knowing the label. He said, go on then. And he poured me one. And I told him. And by this point, some of the locals and the farmers were getting round me. And one says, what does he think that one is? He says, what does he think it tastes like? He said, he's not tasting them, he's smelling them. Lol, there we are, Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us, Dinky-Doo Grant. How marvellous to know you are with us. You left Scotland for England, only pro tem briefly, I say to you. I've worked in England quite a lot, very, very popular. Scottie McClue is very popular, but nothing like as popular as actually in Scotland. There is a saying, the prophet has no honour in his own land. I have disproved that. And when I came up to Scotland, people said to me, I don't think the Scots will fall for any of your nonsense. They absolutely gobbled it up. There we are. What's your favourite joke, Scottie? I have so many favourite jokes, really fantastic favourite jokes. But I still think I went into the doctor's. He said, yes. I said, can you help me out? He said, which way did you come in? I still love that. There. What's your opinion on blended whiskey? You know, when I was a whiskey drinker, I wouldn't have gone out my way for a blend, but there's a couple of crackers. I won't mention them, but one has got a red label and the other's got a black label. There we are. Fantastic. Favorite song to play on the radio? What about I Wish We Had Old Ireland Over Here by the Barnbracks? That goes down well, I can tell you. There we are. No way. You're amazing. Best live on TikTok. Elizabeth, I thank you. Listen, don't underestimate the power of TikTok. I put up today a video because it's 79 years since my Uncle Colin went down with his ship, HMS Harvester. Now, I didn't know him, but he was my mother's brother and she adored him. And he was a lovely, lovely guy. I hear so many great stories about him. And this is him. I'll show you the picture and you'll be able to see it. That's Uncle Colin. Now, he's such a handsome guy. You know, I mean, lovely guy. He was 6 foot and stunningly good looking. I think you'll probably agree. A great man for the ladies. And he joined the Navy and he was on a convoy heading for Halifax, Nova Scotia, and a submarine. They rammed a submarine, as you did in those days. They were a destroyer, and they rammed a submarine and put the steering out of action. It damaged the steering. Anyway, they were a bit of a sitting duck, and another submarine sank them. And then a corvette, the Aconite, came and sank the submarine that had sunk the Harvester. And I can remember seeing a video or a picture, I think it was, and it said, submariner prisoners being offloaded at Gourock. And I thought there were all these young German guys, the same as Uncle Colin, fighting each other. And for what? So the Harvester lies at the bottom of the sea, 11th of March, 1943. And when I posted it on my Facebook about a few months ago, just talking about him, another gentleman said, I think it was my uncle was on the Harvester as well. There were some survivors, but not many. So there we are. Hold on a wee second. We need to get rid of this idiot Rishi, half-wit. Rishi, you're totally on the wrong feed altogether for you. You need something really simple. Maybe somebody that does 2-piece jigsaws and you refer to the instruction. Bye-bye, Rishi. What a bore. Right, that's you. There we are. Leave if you're tired. Yes. How's your whiskers? Your beard's looking fantastic on here. I thank you, Martin. You're very, very kind. Now, lots of chat on the YouTube. Let's just see. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Susan. Hi, Scottie, says the wonderful Kirsty. VJ, hi, everyone. Fantastic. Hello, Scotty and all, says Kareem. How are you doing, pal? Says the wonderful Thomas. Thomas is an incredibly loyal viewer and listener. I used to just say listeners, but now it's viewers. Hi, Aaron Dinky-Doo. Nosda, Scotty, says Joanna K. Joanna Nosda to you, my angel. How lovely to have you with us from the valleys. Callum says, you on calls? We're not on calls, Callum, but we might take a couple of calls as the evening goes on. What do we got here? Oh my goodness, I can't read that, Vlada, but it looks superb. Hello, Scotty from Balloch in Loch Lomond. We love you from Balloch in Loch Lomond. Guys, can we get sharing both the TikToks? I don't think anybody's followed me since I came on tonight. I've got 1,200 likes, but I need followers big style. Can everybody get following? Now, who's this? Hang on, here's another half-wit called Geezer. Geezer, you must never assume everybody else has your lifestyle, because they just don't. You're a very, very sick, ill person. There we are. There's Geezer gone down the Swanee for being a half-witted idiot. There we are. Who else have we got? Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Thank you for that, McGovern. Very kind of you. Hello from Glasgow, Aidan. Lovely to have you with us from Glasgow in the west of Scotland. That's what it's all about. Hello, Scotty, Martin and Emma. We love you. Can we do it now, says Callum. What a call. I was over on TikTok, but this is easier. Joanna is on the YouTube feed. Guys, if you ever go to the Scotty McClue YouTube channel, which you should all do, it's just called Scotty McClue, the internet phone in. Subscribe and tap the bell. It's amazing. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. Can you say hi to Taylor? Of course I can, Taylor. Scotty, it's me again, the Rhodesian. Grim. How lovely to have you from Rhodesia. Or now we're talking about Zimbabwe. But you no longer have Mr. Mugabe, who apparently made a bit of a pig's ear of the place. There we are. Hi, Scotty from New Zealand. It's me, Isaac. Isaac, North or South Island. You know, we need to know. Follow us as soon as you can. Thank you, Aidan, for following. If anybody's not followed, guys, please get following. Mr. Rigsby. There we are. I'm knackered. I've been digging a trench in the garden for when the Russians coming. My back's killing. Mr. Rigsby, I'm not sure the Russians are coming here. So there we are. I wish they hadn't done so much damage to innocent people, though. Who's the guy on your hat? The guy on my hat is me. I'll show you him. There we are. Can you read that? Scotty McClue, Dinky-Doo. I'll show you, because what we're going to do when we can get... if you will all make me TikTok famous by following and liking and watching the videos, there's the Scotty McClue badge. And we could do that as a bit of merch. Would everybody like a Scotty McClue badge? It's good stuff, isn't it? There we are. Fantastic. Hiya, Maureen. Lovely to have you with us. So I'm the guy on my hat in answer to your question. There we are. What have you done? What do you think? You've read it all, Vlam? I say rather weird comment. Email 1, you're quite right. Vlam, the comment is very strange. We've said hi to Taylor, haven't we? Hi from Somerset. Annabelle, how lovely to have you from Somerset. I love Somerset. I love Bath. Yes, absolutely beautiful. And the other gorgeous little place. Just going in, I think it's just at the edge of Wiltshire. And it's got that beautiful Bath stone. Oh, fantastic. Have you watched Still Game? Well, they say I was the original inspiration for Still Game. There we are. Scotty, big love from the RAF boys. We salute you guys. Take great care of yourself. Tremendous. Welcome, welcome. From our Royal Air Force boys, tremendous. Everything's done so fast. One of my favorite teachers was a lieutenant in the Fleet Air Arm. and he used to fly fairy swordfish, string bags off the Ark Royal. Oh, I think it got a bit hairy at times. So there we are. Mr. McGurr, Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you with us. How super is that? Sorry, I wouldn't get hold of the phone there. Don't you worry about that. I want one of the badges. Absolutely, Annabelle. Love watching your lives. Fantastic stuff. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Hannah. Dinky-Doo, and welcome to TikTok's Top Talk Show. That's what it's about. It's my birthday soon, says Emily. Emily, remind us at the time and we wish you happy birthday. We can't sing it because there's a copyright on it. Hi, Scotty. That's me. 1 month post-surgery, triple bypass. I'm doing well. Telly off watching you, Thomas. Get strong and well, my boy. That's what it's all about. Congratulations. That is amazing. A triple bypass. You're quite right to be watching Scotty McClue on telly because there's nothing else that you need to watch or listen to. We don't have a decent talk show on the radio. And television, I've got, I don't know how many, 200, 300 channels. Nothing I want to watch. But I'll tell you what I did watch on YouTube. I watched Tunes of Glory. Guys, this is some movie. I can't tell you. What's your Scottish team? Well, Elizabeth, I've got so many teams, you know what I mean? But I don't support any financially. The anniversary of my wife's death today, I miss her more and more each day. Arcs, you will always miss her because you loved her and she loved you. There is nothing I can say that will take the pain away because I can't bring her back for you. What I can do is say she is only in the next room. She's very close to you. And one of the reasons for the deep sadness is because you knew her and she knew you and you had her with you and she had you with her. So the two of you have enhanced each other's lives. And you can't say fairer than that unless you can't pronounce your F's or your TH's. So I send love to you, love to her, blessings. She's only in the next room and her spirit is with you. Oh my goodness, what a lovely thing to say. Totally hooked in your live feed, watching all night. Elizabeth, not at all. You're very, very welcome. There's lots of videos for you. Get stuck right into them. And we've been doing a little bit of retro over the last couple of days. One of my father, as a paratrooper, dropped into all sorts of theatres of war. Lovely man. And one, which I didn't realize until the other night when I posted it, it's the 10th of May, 1945, at Sola Airfield near Stavanger in Norway. And my father was dropped into Norway in 1944 as a liberator. And the airport was liberated on the 9th of May, the day before. And you can see my father going out to this big American plane. Nice words, R2000 from the heart. I'm a poor man. I don't have many friends, Mr. Rigsby. You have yourself. And that is a great friend, right? Never underestimate the power of living with you. Right, so that's that. You must be rich in time. Absolutely. Being rich is not to do with money. I'll tell you that right now. The only true wealth is life itself. What are your thoughts? Great thoughts, Care. Yes, indeed. Fantastic stuff. Beautiful views. I'll check it out. Thank you, Elizabeth, too. And check out the YouTube channel. And Elizabeth, you should join us for the phone-in tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Saturdays. You know, and you can ring in. What have we got tonight? Scotty, if I said my whiskey is a low flyer, would you get my drift? Yes, I would. The two, you know, I love the two great styles of whiskey. The West Coast salty, peaty, warm, oceany, sea-y, you know, that kind of feel that you get. and then the crisp, sharp East Coast Speysides, and the far north, of course. I said to one of the ones I was guessing, I actually said, this one is from the furthest north distillery in Scotland. And the landlord looked at me and he went, "You are amazing, Scotty, but there's one more." So I was from the second furthest north distillery in Scotland, and the landlord had informed me, because we're always learning, that it was one more. There we are. How amazing is that? Now then, football on the telly too much. It's nice to watch, but they can let other programs on as well. Joanna, I've been saying this and I get so much stick, but I've said in my TikTok videos, there's one when we talk about there is no need for any rivalry between Rangers and Celtic because they're both exactly the same religion. And I think about 17,500 people have watched that. There's another one which I'm telling them about my grandfather saying, you know, the world is full of two people, McTacks and McGee's, takers and givers. 36,000 watched it. It's only about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that. I'm new to TikTok, so not sure how to phone in. Elizabeth, we don't phone in on TikTok. We phone in on the YouTube channel. You'll see the number across the screen tomorrow night. Fantastic. So there we go. Mrs. Brown's boy has joined us. That's nice. That's nice yourself, Mrs. Brown. Now then, who else have we got? EastEnders wasn't on tonight because of the football, Kirsty. I think that's shocking. Football should never, ever, ever, ever take precedence over a soap opera. So there you have it. Do you remember Mad Mitch, who served in Aden with your gals? I do, Magnus. I met him, Colin Campbell Mitchell, Lieutenant Colonel Colin Campbell Mitchell. And I knew a lot of his senior officers who served with him in the Argylls in Aden. And what amazing man. Big Chungo, what are your views on making misogyny a criminal offence? Well, I hardly think that it's a crime. I mean, misogyny, I used to be quite critical of certain aspects of the fairer sex. You can't say that now, of course, but in those days you could. But I was never, ever, ever, ever a misogynist. I'm a great adoration. I have a great adoration for all people. So there you have it. And that sort of stuff. But it seems a bit extreme. You would need to say something very extreme to, I think, be charged with misogyny as a hate crime. But we do need to be very careful about maintaining our freedom of speech, because a lot of our freedoms are getting curbed all the time. And we need to find out who's done it and who's doing it. If somebody says, oh, you can't say that, we need to pull these people out into the open and say, who's told us we can't say that? In Scotland, ichi or ochi, you would say to somebody, what did she say? She never said ichi or ochi. She didn't say one thing or the other. And I love that, ichi or ochi. You'd have a job prosecuting somebody for saying ichi or ochi. I agree with you, Scotty. Thank you, Tinker. Do you speak Irish? Fantastic. There we are. Clap, clap, Scotty. Thank you. Thank you very much. You've given me the clap. Hi from Sweden, from Svenska, Matt. Lovely to have you with us. Cancel culture. Is it a good thing? No. You should never, ever, ever be cancelling anybody. If you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Don't go and see them. Don't watch their television programs. That's the stuff. But I don't think anybody has the right not to be offended, because you see, you cannot actually give offense. It's got to be taken. So the onus is on the person who is allegedly offended. Oh, skills, have you been in Sweden, Svenska? No, but I would love to go with your beautiful blue flag and your yellow cross. Lovely, lovely people, the Swedish. And, I do thoroughly appreciate Sweden and all of Scandinavia. You'll see the bits about my father liberating Norway with the paratroopers dropped in there. Hello, are we sitting comfortably now? We shall begin. It's Jerry. Jerry, how lovely to have you with us. EastEnders would have been rescheduled due to rugby football. Yeah, I mean, I'm not personally an EastEnders watcher. I have to say, the last people I saw in EastEnders were Den and Angie. So that's where I am. Yes, and we love you, Emma. You are very, very kind, and I thank you. There were followers as soon as you can. Guys, we're a bit thin on the following tonight for some reason, and I think it's really just forgetfulness and in some cases heart laziness. There's no excuse ever for not following Scottie McClue on TikTok. If you've got an internet connection, you should be following Scottie McClue on TikTok. You should be subscribing to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel, Scottie McClue, the Internet Phone-In, and tapping the bell, ready for it. Now, who have we got? Roscoe. We don't use that language on here, so we'll send you down the Swanee for being coarse. There's Roscoe leaving us. Say night-night, Roscoe. And off he pops. That's fine. Thank you very much. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Dinky-Doo. What do you think about the Ukrainian war? Well, I think we need to be very, very careful because the first casualty of war is the truth. So we're seeing pictures coming out of Ukraine, and we're seeing things that the Russians ostensibly are doing and things that the Ukrainians are doing and what have you. But we have to be very careful that we're getting the full picture because there are different people vying with each other for different things here. So the picture's much bigger than we're seeing on our television screens. Yeah, that's what I'll say there. But I think that any sort of strike against civilians is very poor form. Having said that, both sides did it in the Second World War. The problem now is the weapons are even more lethal. That's the problem. And I was just thinking, one of my father's postings was to Hiroshima just after the bomb. And they were all walking about. There was a senior officer just walking about in his service uniform. And the radiation must have been huge. And I'm trying to find the pictures because it's just a devastated landscape. It's really just rubble and stripped trees. It's heartbreaking. But I used to drink in a pub in Windsor, just at the gates of Windsor Great Park. I think it's now called the Prince Harry. And I'm sure it was called the Two Tons then. And it was run by Tom Evans, Uncle Tom we called him. And Tom Evans had been on This Is Your Life. He survived the nuclear bomb at Nagasaki. He was a prisoner of war. And he went round the corner to have a smoke. And off went the Nagasaki bomb. And I think I would have been looking at my fag and going, oh, strong stuff that, and he survived it. And he looked amazing, and he ran the pub and ran it superbly. Oh, a salad lunch on a hot summer's day and a pint of warm English beer. Fantastic. Dinky-Doo. Hi, guys. That's Scottie. Jerry. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say. Mr. Martin is in the house. We love that. So that's what I think about the Ukrainian war. I've only just won across you, says Lucy Loop. What are you saying, Lucy Loop? I don't quite get that. There we are. Fantastic stuff. Now, who have we got here? I'm back, Scotty Official. How lovely to have you with us. Very swag fellow. I thank you. Lovely to have you with us. Guys, can you all follow me, please? I would like to increase the followership. And thank you to all the generous TikTokers who have been giving me gifts. 4,300 likes. How amazing's that? Very swag, Dinky-Doo. Follow us as soon as you can. That's well said. Thank you, official. The weapons are scary. Governments are the thieves of the working class. They're not public servants. Well, it does worry me that we vote these people in. Now, in the United Kingdom, here's what they've done for us recently. We got robbed blind after the banking crisis so they could take all of our money back off us to give it to the bankers. That was called austerity. Then we got robbed blind. 70 million people lost their EU citizenship overnight, right? And that was called Brexit, which cost £250 billion with absolutely nothing to show for it. So we got robbed blind there. Then we had the pandemic when people lost their jobs, their businesses, their health, their lives, right? So that was the next thing. You can't really blame that on the government, but perhaps you could be critical of their handling of it. And then the next thing, we could be on the verge of a third world war. Now, that's what the politicians have done for us in the last 12 years. Is that impressive or what? There we are. Dinky-Doo. Yes, there have been strikes against civilization. Yes, Emma, absolutely. I'll tell you what I love on here. We're absolutely, truly international. So we get people, I think we might not be getting Russia anymore. That may have changed. But we've got the Ukraine, we've got Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Italy, France, Germany, Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, America, all of the United States of America, India, Africa, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Everybody can watch Scotty McClue in these countries, and that's outstanding. And that's why I have a terrific belief in TikTok. I like you, bro. You seem like a cool dude. Greg, you seem like a cool dude as well, if you know language like cool dude. Pure actual heavy cool dude. We need to tell the Bible, Snake, don't talk. Jesus Christ should never have been on the cross. Yes, Jesus Christ should never have been on the cross. Absolutely, but he's no longer on the cross. He dwells among us in his risen power. Woo! Emma, Dinky-Doo. So what do you really think? What's the big picture in your opinion, Scotty? You've seen and read extensively, huge FP. I think I won't go into the whole big picture right now because it will mean people coming jumping down my throat at 1,000,000 miles an hour going, that's rubbish, right? I mean, the truth is people should listen to Scotty McClue. And I'm always very diplomatic about what I say. Two reasons for that. One, we don't want the live stream banned. And the other is that, I won't always be right. So although I'm seeing most of the big picture, it is a jigsaw and there will be other pieces that could be put in. But there is not enough freedom of speech in the world nowadays to allow us to actually talk that way. But there's a lot of very, very clever people out there who do see the big picture. So there we are. So that's what I really think FP hugs. Wow, amazing. Did you ever drink Murphy Stout? I did, Rick. Yes, and did you speak Irish? There we are. Free Palestine. Yes, free everywhere. Nobody should be living under a regime, a dictatorship, or being squeezed out of their land. I have to say, I have to apologize on behalf of Britain, going back even 300-400 years, because they were very good at occupying and administrating places. And a lot of the populations are thankful for a British presence, but they were very poor at leaving. I mean, we mentioned Colin Mitchell in Aden as late as 1968, the same with Kenya, the same with Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, the same as Tanzania, same as Tanganyika, British East Africa at the time. All these things, very interesting, but very poor at leaving. First time I've seen you on here, new to your live and enjoying it. Lucy Loop, how lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, you should be enjoying it. Everybody should be enjoying it because it's just different. There we are. Hi guys, Scotty, do you think pensioners should pay full price in the bus? Should it be free of charge? Mr. Martin, I don't know what land you're living in, but it is free of charge to pensioners. Apart from, I think, at peak time. Do pensioners get free at peak time? There we are. Now, who else have we got? You have the sweetest personality. Thank you for making my night better. Emma, you are more than welcome. You have a lovely, lovely personality, and you have recognized the quality of the live. And for that, I thank you. We thank you. You are one of our TikTokers. Can I get a Dinky-Doo from my Uncle Jeff? Of course you can, cheese man. Anyone can get a Dinky-Doo for their Uncle Jeff. That's what it's about. Scotty, you seem to know the Mary Hill area. Have you been along the Fir Hill Basin lately? Absolutely stunning. No, I haven't. What's happened, Jerry? Have they done it up? That used to be the basin for the Forth and Clyde Canal. And just up, I think they left from just up behind what was McClellan Rubber. Do you remember McClellan Rubber? And just behind there, you had boats like the Gay Queen and the Gypsy Queen. Probably not politically correct names now, sadly. And they used to take you to Kirkintilloch. You could cruise the Forth and Clyde Canal. And I could remember in 1963, my father being very serious and saying, they've shut the Forth and Clyde Canal today. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you for my beautiful target and for my gifts. What do you think of Putin? I think Putin is a remarkable man. I think he's a remarkable man. Now, before you start jumping and leaping at me and shouting, oh, look what he's doing. He has done some incredible things, but he took over, if I remember, from Boris Yeltsin. And Mr. Yeltsin took a serious refreshment. And I'm not just talking an occasional vodka. I'm not talking a wee tipple. He took a serious refreshment. And he'd allowed Russia to get in some state in terms of business corruption, etc., etc. And he saw Vladimir Putin as a suitable successor to him. Because normally, in the old days of the head of the Politburo and things like that, your Russian leaders were usually very elderly. And one of the youngest was that lovely man, Gorbachev. Yes, indeed. Mr. Gorbachev, who got on so well with Mrs. Thatcher and with Ronald Reagan. So there we are. What was Mr. Gorbachev's first name? Was it Nikolai Gorbachev? What was his first name? That's terrible. But, also change days. If you look at my TikTok videos, you'll see a couple of me wearing the Glengarry. Now, please try and listen to these. Watch these. They were recorded on a Remembrance Sunday about, I think it might have been Remembrance 2017. 1917. Hark at me. And I think it might have been Remembrance 2017. So, probably 5 years old, these recordings. But they're well worth a look because they're very, very pertinent to today. And I'm addressing world leaders because world leaders didn't used to be terribly well educated. And it was Nikita Khrushchev, Mr. Khrushchev, who was the leader when I was young. And he was telling John F. Kennedy, Jack Kennedy, young man, do be careful about mobilizing your military. This was at the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Bay of Pigs and that sort of thing. Because you see, quite rightly so, President Kennedy was very concerned about Russian missiles being very close to the American mainland. You know, Mikhail, what did I call him? Nikolai, I meant Mikhail, of course it was. Ian Charles Scott, you're such a switched on man. Ian Charles Scott is going to be my agent when I go to America. Still going strong, 91 years young, Mr. Gorbachev. Wonderful man. So, you know, they're the kind of people. And I mean, Russia was really quite stable under that because we had what was, oh, look at my hat. Who sent me a hat? I love that. Russia was really very stable at the time because, let's face it, it's always been undermined. In 1917, the Bolsheviks got rid of the Tsar and they managed to get the PR to match it. But that Bolshevism was allowing other people to control Russia. So it gave the peasantry, like in France in 1789, they used the peasantry to turn Russia into a moneymaker, you know, from that point of view. Yes, what have we got? Thanks, Scotty. Thank you. Not at all, Ian Charles Scott. Bigger than the Beatles, the McClues. Oh, absolutely. I remember somebody saying, Scotty McClue is bigger than the Beatles. And they went, no, he's not. Well, there you go. There we are. I was the biggest thing in Yorkshire since the pudding. Fantastic stuff. How are we doing for time? Oh, my goodness, we've been up for 40 minutes. I can't believe it. There we are. It just goes. So Mikhail Gorbachev. Fantastic. The reason we have more floods is because too many house owners have their drives paved. Mr. Martin, fact, he says, I would agree with that. There's too much paving and it doesn't drain. Scotty, yes. Oh, yes, we've done that one. Fantastic. Yes, says Ian Charles Scott. So there you are. So that's what I think of Russia. Hello, my old boy. Hello, Riley. How lovely to have you with us in Dinky-Doo. Free Palestine, says London Ryan. Yes, I mean, you know, obviously, are you American? What a lovely thing to say. No, I'm actually Scottish. But that's a lovely thing to say. Are you American? There we are. No, I am actually completely neutral and apolitical, guys. I look at the big picture. I seek the truth. There we are. We can't always say it. We can always tell the truth, but you can't always say it these days in public because it's not popular. There we are. Incredible. Where did Dinky-Doo originate? I originated it, Cheese Man, because it means is all well with you and the world. Well, that's my meaning anyway. Have you all followed me? Thank you, 372628, for following. There we are. Are you American? Do I sound like I've got an American accent? There we are. There's Rick from Stockton, Dinky-Doo. Loved you on Scott FM, 372628. Scott FM was Scotland's finest radio hour. Look at the Scotty McClue YouTube videos. Have a look at that. And look at the Scotty McClue TikTok videos. You'll get a bit of Scott FM on there as well. What I had in those days, the TikTok videos were limited to 3 minutes. Now I think I can do as much as 10 minutes. So there we are. So we'll upload some stuff for you. So there we have it. Now, Depeche Machine, you go away and do whatever it is you're doing, and we will dump you down the Swanee. So there you are. We've had to dump Depeche. Hello from Moscow. Dinky-Doo, привет. And when we go, I will say to you, до свидания. Yes, indeed. Hello from Moscow, Juders. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, Elizabeth Andre, thank you for my mini speakers. You TikTokers, you are so generous and kind to Scotty McClue. Thank you for sending gifts, stuffing your wallets, and sending me gifts. You're very, very kind. How do you do it? Do you upload coins onto TikTok and then send them out? RT2000, war is bad, but without it we wouldn't have had blood transfusion, duct tape, internet, sanitary towels. What else? Radar. What about that? Yes, radar. There we are. Watson Watt. Yes, Robert Watson Watt, was it? A major snowstorm heading to New York City tomorrow, dear Scotty. Ian Charles Scott, please take great care of yourself and the New Yorkers. Am I not right in thinking that New York City is prone to flooding just at the edge there? Sometimes the water can splash up and flood. So there we are. War is very bad. There are never any winners in war, guys. And it's 79 years today since my Uncle Colin lost his life aboard HMS Harvester, engaged with the wolf packs in the Battle of the Atlantic. There we are. Lesotho here. We love having you from Lesotho. Thank you so much. And behind in the comments, watching from the Philippines. There we are. He always is. You don't sound like you're from Greenock. How do Greenockians sound then? As far as I'm concerned, all Greenockians speak like me, because we're branches of the green oak tree. Have you heard of the latest storm about to hit the land of the Scots? No, what is it? Elizabeth, thank you for my mic. It seems destructive. Yes, very, very destructive, I can say. Who else do we have here? Remember, oh dear. Oh dear. Now, guys, I'm just going to dump a very, very, very deranged person here. Actually, mentally ill. There they go. Block. Fantastic. There we are. Somebody who's seriously mentally ill. Dinky-Doo, Mr. McClue. Good evening, Fig Greenock. David, absolutely. David, back me up. All Greenockians sound like me, don't they? Dinky-Doo, Mr. McClure. Best Irish place to visit. You see, I can't answer that because I adore every single blade of grass in the Emerald Isle. Antrim, Armagh, County Down, County Derry or County Londonderry, depending on your point of view. You know, I mean, fantastic. The 6 counties. And, of course, Ulster itself has got 9 counties, if I remember rightly. And then down to the south, into Dublin itself, across the Liffey. Trinity College. I could spend my life in the old library at Trinity College, Dublin. And then Wexford, Waterford, Donegal, Connemara, the Ring of Kerry, Clonakilty, Killarney, Cork, across the Shannon. Fantastic. Tarbert and the Shannon. Does anybody know it? Because we've got Tarbert in Scotland. Big respect. Sorry for spamming the Free Palestine. London Ryan, yes, don't spam, please, because I tend to dump the spammers, but you're fine because we know you. So there you are. What's your opinion on gays? I don't have an opinion on gays or anything. People on here, on Scottie McClue's TikTok lives and Scottie McClue's YouTube, never, ever, ever, ever have to justify themselves. So I'm not interested on their race, their creed, their color, their sexual orientation, their pronouns. I'm just not interested. I need just a handle, a name to call you by. And that's the way the world should work. Could you imagine how we would eradicate racism at a stroke if we only had one race, the human race, of which we're all members? Could you imagine how there would never be any reference to color if we just didn't refer to it? You know? So you just say, this is Stephen. You don't say, this is Stephen. he's white, he's black, he's yellow, he's brown. You don't say any of these. You don't need to say any of that. And the world would be such a better place if we didn't have these divisions. Yes? So there you are. The Queen still owns the land. I'm building a house on here. Well, the Queen owns lots and lots of land, but just remember, you can never, ever, ever own anything. You can only curate it. So the house that you're living in at the moment, someday somebody else will be living in that house. Before you lived in it, somebody else lived in it. Yeah. So there we have it. Hi from Norway, Dinky-Doo from Norge. Have you seen my TikTok video about Sola Airport at Stavanger? There we are. Stavanger or Stavanger? How do you say? Well, I suppose you'll say Stavanger because the equivalent of your Norwegian violin, the fiddle, is known as the Hardanger, isn't it? Hardanger. Every day is a gay day to me. Absolutely, Mr. Martin. Follow us as soon as you can, guys, and Dinky-Doo. Sorry, my mum needed me, so I wasn't near my phone. Official, don't worry about that. A Dinky-Doo from my friend Jude, of course, Riley. Free bus for Scottish, 60 or over. You can't use it in England. There we are. I got my Dinky-Doo from the pound shop. I have some remarks about Putin. I'm sure everybody does have. Saturday night phone in. Yes, 9 o'clock. Not Nikolai. It was. We had it there. Who told me? Who told me, guys? Gorbachev is the same height as you, Scotty. He's a big guy. Amazing stuff. Mikhail Gorbachev. I wouldn't want a lungful of that, Mike. There we are. Mikhail Gorbachev. How do you feel about First Minister Sturgeon? Well, she seems to be doing a very fair job. You know, she's been in power a long time. I was a big fan of First Minister Salmond. He was very, very good indeed and made a lot of political progress. I'm now not so sure about the future for Scotland. So there we are. There's so many other things happening. Scotty, you're a remarkable man. You should be knighted. You make my son Jude's day every day. Riley, you're very, very, very kind. But this, what we're doing right now, talking to you beautiful people, this is probably better than any knighthood. You know what I mean? The only reason I would accept a knighthood if I thought I could do good things with it for other people. Yes, he's evil, but he's been brainwashed in his bunker. Someone needs to silence him. Well, I'm not a great fan of silencing world leaders. Look what they did to Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi. A remarkable man, peaceful protest. Khrushchev, yes, indeed. Mr. Khrushchev, he was the man. Nikita Khrushchev. Riley says, my son's in a bad place at the minute. You lift his mood instantly. Thank you, Scotty. Not at all, Riley. Anything we can do, shout. Where do you come from? I come from the universe, I would say to you. I come from a child of the universe. No, I come from Bonnie, Scotland. There we are. Dinky-Doo, thank you for your lovely, lovely gifts, guys. Can everybody follow me, please? We're going to have to go in a few minutes' time anyway. We'll maybe give you a tune on the squeeze box. What is Tsar Nicholas? Oh, Tsar Nicholas, yes, the Romanovs, cousin of George V. I was so sorry that King George V felt that he couldn't offer the Romanovs sanctuary at the time of the Russian Revolution, the Bolsheviks. Thank you for my finger hearts. How the Scotty, how the devil are you? Chewy, Dinky-Doo. The poor Tsars and their whole family, yes. No human being should have suffered that. There we are. Guys, see if you're watching on YouTube. Can you give me a thumbs up? Thank you very much. I'm just going to read out what's going on here. I'll call tomorrow. Kareem, good idea. Major snowstorm heading to New York. We did that one. Robert Mugabe was a Yorkshireman. Backwards, it's E by gum. I love it. I've got a couple of great Yorkshire jokes for you. Every day is a great day. Scotty, my dear brethren, how art thou? Eddie Doyle, how lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say, would you join the KGB? Now, why on earth would Scotty McClue be invited to join the KGB? Am I not more likely to be invited to join the Home Security Service or the Foreign Security Service? There we are. Nicholas Sturgeon. And from where do you hail, Mr. McClue? I hail from Scotland. Hail, hail. Do you drink? Yes, or there's a drink, Lucy. I used to. I don't drink alcohol at all now. I need to go now, but I need to know where I can get your badge. Well, Elizabeth, we're not doing them yet. I need to become TikTok famous first. So there we are. There's the badge, and it would be sent with love. Somebody was pricing them and said £5.50. All that. I think that's a lot. Now, there we are. The truth, absolutely. All hail McClue. The big picture, bang on as per. Scotty, I'll call you tomorrow. Hello from Fraserburgh. I fit like through the brook. That's bra to hear you is. There we are. I've just been given a lovely baseball cap. I thank you so much. There we are. If it's not Scottish, it's crap. Not true. There we are. You've obviously never tried Bury Black Pudding. Follow us, guys. Mr. McClue, what's your university degree? It's an arts degree. So there you are in arts. Big up the Scots. Everybody does. The Scots big up themselves. Virtually every fabulous invention in the world has been invented by Scots. So there we are. Can't live without. Right, Lucy Loopy. Got you. Know what you mean. Duct tape. Duck time. I have to go, Scotty. Yes, Elizabeth, take care of your dear self. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have had you with us. Hello, good evening. Hello, hi, bees. Pitlochry says hello. Hi, bee Dave. Hello to Pitlochry. Up the main street. Fantastic. Up the Oakfield. Up the Moulin Road. Might pop down to McDonald the Butchers in Pitlochry tomorrow. Hi, bee Dave. Everybody in Perthshire should go to McDonald the Butchers tomorrow in the main street in Pitlochry. 8,100 likes, guys. How amazing is that? There we are. Thank you for my TikTok gifts. Caradoc has shared the video. Please follow me. 8,200 likes. Thank you, Lucy Looplu, for my red roses. There we are. It's full of Kinkirky. Don't know what that is. There we are. Right, there we have it. Scotty, I'm from Bridge of Weir in Renfrewshire. I want to get your badge. How to do that? Elizabeth, we love Bridge of Weir. Do you know the Ranfurly Road? Is that not amazing? And then down to the centre there, a lovely wee row of shops. There you are. Where the old bank, is the old bank still there? Wonderful. Bridge of Weir, the tannery. I'm half Irish and half Japanese. What a superb background. Elizabeth, thank you for my target. You are spot on, my darling. That's such a lovely thing to do. Tarbert in Scotland. I'm from there. Ian, my father was from Tarbert in Scotland. There we are. He was born at the East Loch and the family lived at the West Loch. What about that? Is that not amazing? Dinky-Doo, we love Tarbert. Can you tell us an adventure story? No, I won't tell you one just now because we're going to have to dash because we're out of time. But there's a ghost story up. I think it's on the TikTok videos. Have a look for the ghost story. It's not for the faint-hearted. Well said, my old China. Absolutely, David. So there we are. The Geister, you've now got yourself a lifetime ban for being sick in the head. What a shame. Lifetime ban for the Geister, guys, for being sick in the head. And there he goes. So that's fantastic. Good evening, Scotty. Thank you. To support any football teams, not financially. Mum was always a big fan. Where can I get the badge? Love you. Yes, love it. Fit like for Aberdeen. No, the old bank has gone. That was a great place for popping in there and cashing your check of an afternoon. Guys, we're out of time. I love you, Dinky-Doo. Fantastic. We need to go. There's our beautiful TikTokers. Guys, YouTube tomorrow night at 9 o'clock sharp for the phone in. Send a prayer for my mum, please, Scotty. She fractured her wrist in week. Marjorie is her name. Ian Charles Scott. We pray for Marjorie and send strength and power to her wrist for healing. Good night. God bless. Dinky-Doo. Stick out your tongue, guys, and go ta-ta, bye-bye.